Hi everyone, welcome to Eden's Secret. This is Karen here, coming to you today from a not so sunny England. And the reason I'm talking about England today is we are doing a soap collab organised by B from Sorcery Soap Creations, and the title for this collab is worldpeas. B came up with this idea during lockdown, and loads of soap makers from around the world joining in with this collab. So I'm going to make my collaboration something to do with this country. So come and join me and let's get making some soap, shall we? I guess we'll have to push the boat out and get some soap dough made, seeing as it's B who is the soap dough queen. Alright, so as part of this collab, soap makers from around the world were to make some world shaped and balls that look like the planet, basically planet Earth. So they're lovely and they smell gorgeous. The lovely Olga Brazdova, I'll put a link to Olga's Facebook page in the description box below. She just makes soaps for her family, but she wanted to be part of this collab. So she made mine, and so each person that made some of the balls was to ship them to another soap maker. Seems like I'm the last in that list, so I've got away with having to make any soap balls to ship to anyone else, if I'm not mistaken. So Olga sent me her balls, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, and they smell of eucalyptus. I wish I had some eucalyptus essential oil, but I don't. So as you can see, they do resemble islands and countries stuck onto balls that literally look like our planet. So I'm just going to pop those back in there for now, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make some soap dough, because this was B from Sorcery Soap's idea. We've got to make soap from soap dough, or at least part of the soap out of soap dough. That wasn't part of the rules, by the way. It was a good idea just to make like small balls like this, because they don't cost a lot to ship either. So great idea. Right, let's make some soap dough, shall we? Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a recipe for soap dough, and it's basically more or less just my recipe divided into 5. So we're going to start off with the lye first. We're just going to tear that out. And I've got the recipe here in ounces. This is from the Brambleberry website, and we're going to do a super fat of 8%. So this is ounces, but I've also printed it off in grams. Now the only difference that you're going to see here is the water content, which is up at the top. So grams of liquid, I'm actually going to reduce that. That's the full water measurement that you would use. Now you can definitely use that. The reason I'm reducing mine is because I actually want this soap dough to be ready tomorrow. So the other thing I've done is I've removed the shea butter and the cocoa butter, just because this is a project that I'm just doing for home. Probably won't be selling these. So I've added extra onto the coconut, extra onto the palm, extra onto the sunflower oil to come up with 760 grams of oil. and again I'm doing an 8% superfat. So just using water out of the tap. I do have a filtered tap, so I'm going to add 150 grams of water. Doesn't matter if you go over by a gram or under by a gram. Okay, so make sure you've got your weighing scale set at 0, and we're going to pour the sodium hydroxide, caustic soda, into a separate jug. Make sure you're wearing your gloves for this. And it says 102.76 grams. My calculator, my weighing scales doesn't do the 0.76, so I'm just going to weigh it at 103. Then you can pour your lye into your water. So as I said, you're probably better off with more water. The only reason I'm using as less is because I actually want to use this tomorrow. And then I'm just going to stir the lye. You just need to make sure all those lye crystals are dissolved into the water, because if you don't, the lye will settle onto the bottom of the jug and then you'll end up with what looks like an ice cube, a piece of solid glass that's actually solid lye because it hasn't all dissolved properly. So that's why you need to stir it for at least a minute. And then we're just going to pop that to one side and leave it to cool down. Okay, so into this container we need 540 grams of palm oil, coconut oil and olive oil. Which I've pre-melted together. And then we're going to add 220 grams of sunflower oil. So that's going to take us up to 760. So that's our total oil weight, is 760 grams. I'm still waiting for the lye to cool down, so I'm just going to pop this to one side for now, and we'll come back when that's ready to blend together. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're taking some oil dispersible CI 12490, which is a red pigment, and I'm going to take 1 tablespoonful and I'm going to pop it into that container there. It's probably far too much. No, it won't be, And how many tablespoonfuls of oil shall we go with? We'll try 2. I'm just using sunflower oil here. And let's mix that in, shall we? I've got a new Whizzer mixer. I'll put a link to that in the description box below. I thought this might be better than the kind of whisk frother that you see usually on these mixers. Yes, it actually feels more powerful. I'm actually excited to see how this turns out, because I've always just added this oil dispersible colour straight into my soap batter, and it takes some blending in. It is quite speckly, which, if you remember, the water dispersible was very speckly, the batch that I bought. Surely the battery hasn't gone already. No, I've just bought this, so the battery shouldn't have gone yet. I'm just giving a really good blend, hoping that it'll make a big difference to how dense this colour is. And here I've got 3 teaspoonfuls of titanium dioxide. This is water dispersible, so I'm just adding warm water to that. And then I'm going to stir it in. It dissolves really, really easy, because I want my the soap, part of the soap that I'm doing, to be really white. So that's it, that's all dissolved now. You can tell because you can't feel it in the bottom. And okay, we're just adding our lime mixture into the oils. And we're going to blend them till we've got a trace. Now we've got a very light trace. We're going to divide the mixture into two. So I've got another jug ready to go here. I'm just going to do it by eye and hope I've got about the same in each one. I feel like actually one of the colours I might need more of than the other, and I might need more white than red, so I'm just going to swap those over, and I'm going to add half of my white and just see how that blends up and see how white the mixture is. And it's fabulously white. And now we're going to see how well that red blends in, and I want it to be very red. And as you can see, it's blended in fantastically well. So much better than adding it straight to your soap batter. Very, very happy with that. So I'm just going to pop that to one side for now. Alright, I've got my two molds here, and underneath I've got some butcher's wrap, which is just clear cell or butcher's wrap. It's already cut into, you know, sizable usable pieces, and I'm going to pop my white into one container. And then in the other one, we're going to pour the red in there. Now you can do this with cling film if you want, but just for ease of use, I'm going to use the butcher's wrap again, and I'm just going to pop it over the top there. Make sure it's covering all of the soap, because I don't want any air to get in. Obviously there's going to be air in this one because it's not full right to the top. And I'm just going to leave that overnight, and hopefully tomorrow we'll have some soap dough. What do you think? Time to unmold these now. It's now the next day, so let's see if we have soap dough. So I'm just going to start with this side. Oh yes, we've got soap dough all right. So that's the white. That's worked perfectly. Love it. Great. Now let's see the red. It's weird because putting titanium dioxide in soap does make it different when you're making soap dough. So I'm just hoping this is a bit harder, but we still have soap dough that's ready to use. So I'm just gonna continue squeezing all of these into nice soft balls, and then we'll move on to the next part. Well, what I'll do is I'll roll them all into balls, and then I'm going to put them in a plastic bag, just a Ziploc bag, you know, that you put food in for the freezer, or you put your sandwiches in. So literally 24 hours later we have soap dough, and we've got no hard bits because we blocked all of the air out of the soap. And there we are. Lovely usable block of soap dough. So I'm going to squeeze all of these down and we'll be back soon. So I've got my soap dough ready, and I might as well tell you now what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour blue soap into these moulds, and I'm going to make a Union Jack with the soap dough. So obviously I need a few strips of soap dough to go onto here. So the size of each mould is 8 centimetres by 5.5 centimetres. And so I thought the white strip that goes underneath the red should be about 1.5 centimetres and the red strip about 1 centimetre. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll out my soap dough before I pour the soap into these moulds, and then cut the soap dough into strips so I can place those on the top of the soap. And then I'm going to pop the world peas soap on top of that, right in the centre, just as a little cute decoration. Right, so I've got my soap dough here, which I've already rolled out a little bit. I've got some cornstarch in this bag. Just a piece of fabric with cornstarch in. I've just tied it round with an elastic band, and then I'm going to take my rolling pin and just roll it out. Make sure you keep cornstarch in the base so it doesn't stick, and then cornstarch the top again. And then just keep rolling it out to the desired thickness. And I'm going to show you how to get it right for that desired thickness. So just put some more cornstarch on there. And I've got 2 bamboo skewers here, which I'm going to put either side of the soap dough. And then it's a bit tight actually, so I'm going to trim some off, because you need your rolling pin to actually sit on the bamboo skewers. So again, just roll that out. have got a bigger rolling pin, but I like using this small one. Right, so that's all rolled out there. And so what I need now is I need my metal ruler. So I've got my metal ruler here. I'm just going to measure how wide that is actually. Oh, it's 3 centimeters. So do you know, I'm thinking 1.5 centimeters might not be wide enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run my scalpel down there, peel that off, and then I'm going to mark the soap. I think I should do it 1.5 because 2 is probably going to be too big. So I'm just going to mark the soap dough at 1.5 inch increments, no, 1.5 centimeter increments. I mean, I've got some holes here, so I'm not going to go that far over. And then do the same at this end. And line them up. So I'm cutting that soap dough into strips. Watch your fingers when you're doing this. I'll tell you, because I can't remember whether it was my thumb, but I literally sliced a piece of my thumb off. Obviously it wasn't a great big piece. And there are my strips ready to go on the soap. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll this bit back up into a ball. You can see it's still a little bit sticky, but that's just the white that's sticky. And then I'll roll that ball out again and do exactly the same process. So I need to work out how many strips I need, because I'm going to have them going both ways. I don't know whether I'll have, well, I'm going to have 10 soaps because I've got 10 balls. So I need 10 by 8 centimeters. So let's just, well, we'll do all of that together at the same time. I'll just line up my soap dough here, and then I'm just going to clean this off here, because that sticky soap there will make it difficult to roll out. But you will need to make sure that your worktop is very, very dry. If you want to check out the world peas, if you go onto Instagram and do hashtag world peas, all of the designs that people have created are on there, and they're absolutely gorgeous, better than mine. Alright, so it's now time for the red. So we just start the process all over again. And so now I need 1 centimetre widths to go on top of the 1.5 centimetre widths. So what is going to happen is the red is going to go on top of the white like that, so you can still see the white poking out. Right, so basically we're almost ready to pour. So I've got my soap batter mixed up here. I'm going to use blue CI4 2090 because it is a stunning blue. Gorgeous it is. And I'm also using Aqua di Parma fragrance oil from soap supplier. Just want a nice worldly fragrance. Scrape all the sides down and the bottom all the way around your jug, so you've got any unmixed batter is now mixed in. And just pour those into the moulds. And give your molds a little bit of a jiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And let's get all those decorations added to the top, shall we?
I just wanna take control now. I'm waiting for a different timeline. My body knows that I am faking. I'm standing on the edge of breaking. Maybe I move too fast, 'cause people just tend to pass. I'm giving you all of me. At least what is left of me, what is left of me, maybe I move too fast, 'cause people just tend to pass. I'm giving you all of me. At least what is left. All I wanna do is focus, just looking for a bit of purpose. I think I found it in your guidance. Been working on myself in silence. Maybe I move too fast, 'cause people just tend to pass. I'm giving you all of me. At least what is left of me, what is left of me, emptied out my soul. You've heard it all before, honest but I know. Left these years ago, I was young and I'm old, still can't fill the void. We don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? 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 When everything's said and done. For tomorrow, never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? When everything's said and done, what do we do to love?
Alright, so I made the soaps yesterday. Actually, they look better than I thought. They look actually quite good when they're unmolded. Much better than I thought. Right, so again I've got my planets here, and then in the centre I'm just going to put some soap batter. I mean, if I was making these to ship, because I think the balls will just come off them, but I'll probably just use them as gifts or whatever.
Is that your planet, the one that you were on?
Yeah. Planet Zag. So, I've got 5 here because I've already done 5. So, let's just push those balls in there. It does kind of want to push all those the soap dough off, so I can't press them down too hard. Just cleaning that soap off that's leaked around the side, and then stick this back on. It will stick, it's only not wanting to stick because it's just being done, but it'll definitely be stuck on there by tomorrow. Right, so I'm going to mould all of those and then get a picture of them not in the mould. And there we have our World Peas soap collab. Actually, the first collab I've ever done. So there will be another collab coming up in September. So look out for that one, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Place a comment in the description box below, and you never know, you could win one of these soaps. I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye for now.